Elvis is in Epping.
So, shall we go do this over here? We'll go do it outside the Super. Are you recording, David? Yeah. Right, so obviously we've spoken multiple times.
We have.
But
We've become good friends now.
We're very, very good friends
Here we
now.
are.
So just in terms of, I just give everyone an update that's in it, because I know what's happened, but obviously there's only so much you can and can't say. So
with regards to me being arrested,
yeah, you can't say.
I can basically say I was brutally arrested. I can say that it was unlawful. I can say that I've been charged under Section 11 and Section 12 of the Public Order Act 1986.
You can just hold it if you want.
Okay. And I can also say that I'm going to be taking matters further with the police. They're not going to get away with the way that they treated me. I'm covered in bruises. I mean, they've started to die down now. But,
that's quite a big bruise though.
they're all down here.
Yeah.
I got punched in the face. I've got bruises up my back. And the brutality of the police force unlawfully arresting me. I didn't do anything wrong. They know I didn't do anything wrong, and yet they've still set a court date.
Are we allowed to discuss about the fact that they made that social media post saying that it wasn't for hanging the flag, it was because you breached Section 14?
Yes.
However, you've been charged with Sections 11 and 12.
And 12, yeah. So where did Section 14, did that just slip off the charge sheet? And even when I was booked in, they clearly said I was being charged under Section 12. So nothing about Section 14. I don't even remember the guy saying to me I was being arrested under Section 14. However, it was very noisy. The crowd was behind me and chanting. And
they didn't say it.
No.
I was right by her. Like,
Yeah.
I've obviously, we was all there.
Yeah.
And for me, personally, they use Section 14 as a means to arrest you, to remove you from the area.
Yeah.
So now, for me, that's, unless you've got a legitimate reason to arrest someone under the correct section, for me, that's a complete overreach and abuse of power.
Definitely.
And seeing the way that you got manhandled,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know whether it was all I had this conversation with, but like, it could have been you. But like we said, like, I don't know if we're allowed to discuss this, but at the time, at the top, stop me if I've obviously gone too far, but at the top of the stairs, there would have been a point where you would have come down anyway. So they'd given you like your 5 minutes.
I would have come down the stairs because ultimately, every time we do our march and we go from the Bell Hotel to the Civic Centre, by the way, the police, it's also
which is on the location,
it is also
on the route.
The other name for the Civic Centre is the council offices. Obviously, the police didn't know that. So yes, we always go up the stairs of the Civic Centre. We place the Union Jack or the Union flag.
You can't say Union Jack.
Yeah, you're not allowed to say that.
You get
Sorry,
all the people
Union
in the comments
flag.
going,
I know. Sorry,
only
guys.
this in the naval.
Sorry, guys.
Only this in the Navy.
Yeah, but our national flag that I was proud to display with pride, and we always put the flag up there. But on this instance, I didn't take one up that was on a pole or a stick to put it anywhere, and I was just thinking, well, I'll hold it. I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm not breaking any laws, and
it's a public building.
It is a public building. It's a tax-funded public building, you know. And if the police said that I was trespassing, which
is a civil offence,
I wasn't. It's a civil offence, and how can you? Yeah, it is a misuse of their powers to say that I was arrested under Section 14. And the other thing is, when I got arrested, I got put into the back of the meat wagon, and then the superior officer leant in and said, the female prisoner in the back, you are to drive down the road and de-arrest her. So I got driven down the road. They pulled up in the Greg's car park where the petrol garage is, that's heading towards Harlow, for those of you that don't know. And basically they opened up the back doors, they took my cuffs off, gave me a bottle of water, sat there talking for a bit, and then it buzzed through on their radio, and the guy said, I'm really sorry, I've got to take you to Grays. And I was like, what? I thought I was being de-arrested.
What was the reason for taking you to Grays rather than Harlow?
They said that there wasn't space in any other cells nearby.
Like Harlow's a small police station.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
exactly. And it was a Sunday evening. It's not like a Friday or a Saturday. And the guy even said to me, "You're actually the nicest person I've ever had in the back of this van." Yeah, and I was like, yeah, because I'm actually a really nice person. Like,
it probably didn't make you feel any better.
No, I was like, maybe you should tell the other police officers who I've been dealing with week in, week out. They all know I'm peaceful. They know that I'm not aggressive. They know I don't cause problems. In fact, I try to stop people from causing
Yeah.
problems when it gets a bit heated. And
Well, you have done that. I've actually filmed you doing that
Yeah.
when we had the previous interview, one of
Yes.
the first ones. There were certain things that were being heckled towards a hotel because obviously
Yeah.
that was a time when the crowd were, or the locals were really upset,
Really rolled up.
really rolled up, especially by the police. What had happened at the previous protest.
Definitely.
So not that I blame them, but again, we can't condone people doing that. And you physically went over and
Yeah.
told people. Well, you verbally was telling people to stop. To calm themselves down.
And not only that, so there was that instance, and then a few weeks ago when the guys all marched up, the police went toe to toe with them, and it was about to kick off. Little 5'3" me, as Ola put it, jumped in the middle, and as I'm standing like this,
Yeah.
the police leant down to me and he went, "I know what you're doing, but I don't want you to get hurt. Please be aware, we really do like you." And then I get manhandled with 4 police officers in riot gear and batter and bruise me.
Were you like everyone else though? For me personally, and a few other people that I've spoken to, there was something weird in the air that
the
day.
air had changed.
The sense, and I try to explain to people on the spaces that we do, which is the Uncensored Patriots. So go and follow them if you don't already do. We do daily spaces. I just thought I'd plug that.
Yeah.
It's very all well and good. People I'm doing a live stream now. But being here, and
you can't sense the tone on a live stream because you're hearing people shouting and cheering, and you would just think it's like any other march. On that night, on Sunday night, before we even walked down here, I did say to people, my concern is one of us is going to get arrested. And isn't it funny how Holly Whitbread, when I gave her some heated criticism, and I've said this everywhere now, that I was added days after to a far right watch list. She also released a statement about myself and Callum. And then isn't it funny that myself and Callum both got arrested when her father is friends with the police commissioner? And did they pull a few strings? I mean, completely incompetent of doing their job anyway. The sooner they're gotten rid of, the better.
Well, even with Callum,
Yeah.
he was just literally
Standing
swallowed
there.
up and stood there. 1 minute he was there, next minute he was gone.
Yeah.
He literally just been swallowed out of the crowd.
You can watch all of the videos. There's plenty of video footage of
He was
Callum.
like a hungry hippo.
Yeah, it's just like
Literally.
grab him, off you go, and he didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah.
It's just ridiculous what's happened. It's
So
disgusting.
you obviously kept in the cells for right up to
The 24
hours, 23
Yeah.
hours, 59 minutes.
Yeah, basically.
And then you've come out, you've
Become a sensation.
Become a sensation overnight. Elon Musk,
But
Tommy Robinson,
The best
me,
thing,
even
yeah,
me, being
yeah,
no, I'm joking.
yeah.
Would be a
Martin Gauchi, guys. No, what's happened is, and like some people, what I had someone say to me the other day is like, I think you've done enough now, like step back and let someone else take over, and are you just doing it for the fame? What fame? There's no fame in this.
There's no gain out of it.
No, there's not gain. I don't get paid for this. Every interview that I've done, and I've done a lot over the past few weeks, I don't get paid for it. And in fact, I get people sharing my address on social media
That was naughty.
far and wide, and that was everything Epping Forest. What was his name? Jack?
Oh, I can't remember. That's going.
Someone find his name for me because I know it. I've got it on my phone. He shared my address. We're here trying to stop women and children being abused, sexually assaulted, trying to protect women and children. He's directly inciting violence at my front door.
He's doxed you, isn't he,
Yeah,
basically?
I'm a woman. I'm a single mum with 3 children. How would he like it if I sent someone round to his house? He wouldn't. And I'm not a violent person, but you do not have potentially, and we know what the far left are like. They're aggressive. They're not very nice. I don't want my children being subjected to that. It's disgusting, and he should be ashamed of himself.
Has anything come of that? Because I've been on their Twitter handle before, and I don't know. I know that they're probably quite liberal, sort of conservative, but I don't know. But they seem like reputable. That they've got a number of followers. They don't.
Yeah.
They seem to try and boast that basically what's in the news.
Yeah.
So it just seems a little bit strange for them to. You'd think they would know better.
He should know better. He's a grown-ass man and he should know better. I know better than to not share people's addresses. You don't do that. Even mates, when someone goes, oh, can I speak to, like, say, for instance, news channels have said, can I have Ola's phone number? Call her. Ola, is it okay for me to give your number, or do you want their number? Withhold your number. You can't just go around doing that. That's inciting violence. My kids could be attacked in our home. I could have some nutter turn up. You don't know what these people are doing. But the difference is, the Bell Hotel has got hundreds of police outside it, day in, day out. I won't have no police protection at my door, and I've done nothing wrong. But the people inside that hotel have broken into this country, and they're illegal immigrants. So they've committed a crime and they get protection. I haven't committed a crime and I potentially could get attacked.
Has anything come of that with them? Because I know we sort of really reported them, and I know they deleted the original post.
They deleted it,
but it was still on their website, and apparently it was still on their Facebook page.
For a very long time.
And then other people probably snapshotted it by then.
They had done. And that's the problem. Like, it's out there now. It can't, even though he may have deleted it, it's out there.
Yeah,
once it's out there, people have screenshotted it, and I see that as well as, like, he said, well, you know, some people said, but your address goes out there anyway. Irrelevant of whether my address is out there through any other means, you should know better as a grown man to not share somebody else's address.
Well, you certainly didn't choose to have it exposed at that point, especially obviously what you're going through.
Definitely not.
You know, you don't want it highlighted.
Yeah. And especially because, you know, there's allegations online saying, well, she committed a crime because the police have said that I broke section 14. No, I didn't. No, I didn't break any crimes. I was proudly displaying our national flag. That's not a crime. And at the end of the day, these people that are saying these things, get your facts straight. I will be free. I will be let off. The charges will be dropped. But the people who will be getting charged is the police for the brutal arrest that I endured.
Yeah, I know you showed me some other pictures previously where they were really, really bad, the bruises. Not just on your arm, but like your legs. And,
look, you can go on here and you can show your viewers.
Just going to get some photos up of some of the bruises.
Hang on, let me go here. There's one there on my back. I can't really see them. There.
Well, that's quite, bloody hell, that one on the wrist, go
this
back.
One. And that went all the way round. And then here.
Oh my God.
And then I'll show you my legs.
There you go, guys. That's
oh, and that's without the one on my chin as well. So
which you probably covered up anyway.
Yeah, got a ton of makeup on.
So how's it been though, like just getting out and having this sort of newfound fame?
Well, I'd rather not have.
We've got the old police in there.
These are the nice. These are the nice ones.
Yeah, they're the nice.
These are the ones that have been nice to me in the past.
Oh, they are liaison officers. I thought that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, obviously, it's nice, the support. The support is what's nice. It's nice that I have had people contacting me. I've had high profile solicitors contacting me and lawyers and saying like that they're prepared to do the case free of charge. I've had people offering large sums of money to support me, and that's what's nice. But isn't it a shame that a girl's had to get sexually assaulted in this high street, and thank God he got found guilty, but guilty and getting 2 years?
I don't actually know what the sentence was.
Yeah, like,
has he actually been
I don't actually know, but what is he going to get? Like, whatever he gets, whatever he gets is not enough.
But he's going to be treated the same way. He's going to go into all he's going to do is go into a cell, which is no different to having the room. The only thing he's going to do.
I spent a night in a cell. Yeah.
Yeah, but prison cell's different to a
yeah,
holding
but
cell.
like, come on, our prisons are run by the Muslim Brotherhood.
Yeah.
He's going to get treated like great. He doesn't, like, they don't care. They've come from a third world country, or wherever they've come from. They've come from a place where, in the prison, it's like being treated like royalty. It's ridiculous what he's going to get. He needs to be
personally, he needs to be deported.
Yeah, he does need to be deported.
That's one less. So now there should be 137 men in there, not 138.
Yeah.
And then they need to go through them one by one, depending on,
Yeah.
you know.
So that's my thing. Yeah, it's great that I've gained this fame, but it's not fame that I'm looking for. I'm looking to deport every single one of these illegal migrants that come into our country.
Yeah, but it's also
and they
giving you a
shouldn't be here.
platform to be able to
Yeah, of
now
course
see,
it has.
like,
That's the
push
beauty
your,
of it.
you know,
And
your
what they
campaign.
didn't, what the police failed to understand is when they arrested me and put me in the jail for the 24 hours, that basically they've just made our cause a lot bigger. They've brought so much like media attention to it that now it's like I am having Elon Musk tweet me. Who gets that? It's the richest man on the planet, and all of a sudden he's tweeting me. I'm getting, like you say, getting other people in touch with me, and it just pushes this so much further and makes more people aware that aren't woken up.
And the more I feel, from what I've noticed, the more, say, the police, the Home Office, the government in general,
Yeah.
the judiciary are doubling down on everything.
Yeah.
They are making this pressure cooker, and
Definitely.
and they think that they're going to win, but by the suppression
They're
of
not.
all these different things. But they're not.
You
I
can
don't think
see-
they understand the will of the people.
You can see by the amount of flags that have gone out up and down this country on lampposts. That alone shows that the tides are turning.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, people have been scared for so long to fly our flag with pride. They've been like, oh, I better not because I might be deemed a racist. Or I better not, my neighbour might not like it. It shows now. People are now finally waking up and going, you know what, it's nothing to be ashamed of. It's a good thing. We should be proud, like every other country is proud to fly their flag.
And that is part of the whole thing with this flag, this sort of battle of flags. We've got people putting them up, people taking them down, people getting
Putting them
arrested
up,
even
yeah.
recently. I've seen people getting arrested for putting flags up.
People getting arrested for
holding
a flag. Yeah.
We've seen some councils allowing flags to be put up, and I will give a shout out to Harlow Council. So we're one of the first ones to come out and say that. Other councils say they're taking them down.
Yeah.
But it's not about the case of flying a flag. Yes, anyone can, but it's the principle of what it is representing.
What it represents.
Yeah, people might say, well, everyone's using it to cause division. No, I don't believe patriots
Not at
are.
all.
Because we, like you say, you said we've not been allowed, to people scared the last 20 years to get a flag, unless it's like a football tournament and England are doing well, and they get later on in stages and people draping themselves in flags and things like that. Apart from that, people get ridiculed for like putting up an England flag or
Exactly.
So you
But
you're
but
racist.
if you fly a Palestinian flag, and if you fly a Ukrainian flag, or if you fly any other trans flag, oh, that's all right. Oh, that's fine. We've got a flag in Chigwell outside one of the houses that I've reported to the council and I've reported to a terrorist agency that it's a flag that is flown by ISIS and Hezbollah. Now, why should that be in our community? That's got no place in our country. It's a direct link to terrorism. But I get nicked for just holding our flag up on top of the council office.
Well, you could argue that because of your concerns, that would have caused you distress, harassment. Well, not necessarily harassment, but alarm and distress.
100%. I'm concerned about if someone's flying that flag, what are their beliefs? So who's actually living in that house? Are they linked to terrorism? Who knows?
Just in terms of, I know you've been really busy today, so I know you've not been able to keep up to everything, but in terms of the Home Office had their appeal to push back the time for the court date by 6 weeks, so they basically to give themselves more time to prepare. That got rejected, so it is going to go ahead, I believe, on the 15th of October. Is it 15th or the 13th? I can't remember. The
15th
trial.
is the Monday. That's the day I'm in court.
So it's the same.
If it's the 15th, it's the same day as me.
Well, yeah, if it can't be the 13th, obviously that would be Saturday.
Yeah.
I believe it's the 15th. So
so great for us that that's been knocked back. But again, why has it even got to this point?
Are you concerned though about the council's position in terms of, this is my worry, is they obviously in the hearing where they got it overturned a couple of weeks ago, they obviously had a part of their case presented, and it appeared to me that if they can reject the sort of case almost to keep the hotel open on the evidence or what was presented in that hearing, that they probably haven't got a strong enough case moving forward for the trial.
Yeah.
Like what do you think it's going to take? I mean, as protesters, that's one thing. Protesting,
Yeah.
we are going to be here week in, week out.
Regardless.
Regardless.
Yeah.
That's all the locals can do.
Yeah.
But in terms of actually like the case and the evidence to, because the Home Office know that if this gets closed down, then it's
then
one set of
it's a
precedent.
knock-on effect for everybody else, for all the other hotels. But our concern is that what's going to happen with these men? So, all right, that gets shut down. Are they going to move them to someone else's borough? That's not acceptable, because it's not Epping's it's Epping's problem. But we don't want it to just go away and go to Coventry or go to
that's all
Chelmsford, and that's wrong. You can't do that. But also, Epping Forest has given the green light for these people to be housed in HMOs, B&Bs, and social housing. We don't want that. We don't want them dispersed within our community. They need to be put in a centre, not allowed to roam the streets because they've committed a crime, and then deported, processed, check them out, deport them. That's as far as it goes. Our government could stop this overnight. They're deciding not to. They have decided not to. They want to purposely flood our country with people, third worlders. They're coming from France. They're safe. It's a point of safety. They go through many countries before they come here. So why are they coming here? Coming here because of the benefits. That's the only reason. There are other reasons that I feel that they're here, that there's going to be that it's going to create more problems within our country. But basically, the government is to blame. They could stop it immediately.
My sort of thoughts on that, if you want to hear my thoughts, is
I always want to hear your thoughts, mate.
I know people might not agree with this, but by shutting the hotels down and moving them into HMOs, again, we don't want that.
Yeah.
We then need to start protesting outside them as well.
Yeah, 100%.
And what it will do, you're right, it will take up all the social housing and all them placements that are, well, there's a waiting list in all around the country anyway.
Yes.
Right. So we've got British families that are already on the list waiting. They want
and
priority,
they're in hostels,
and they're not getting. Yeah, they're not getting anything. So it could mean that people will start getting kicked out. That's going to cause more unrest within the UK, right? But then what I think, because then without the hotels, you're taking away that opportunity of housing them somewhere.
Yeah.
That's going to cause a bottleneck at the border.
Of course it is.
So for me, we bring the problem. Even though yes, some are going to go into HMOs, but the problem that is still, because they've not stopped the boats coming in. It's not like they've stopped the boats and we're dealing with what we've got. The boats are still coming in day in, day out, and it's not just the boats. We can talk about the legal migration and the visas. I know the Home Office come out, Yvette Cooper come out and said about clamping down on students' visas and families and things like that, which is, well, it's a step in the right direction, but it's not enough.
Yeah.
So for me, it's about creating that bottleneck at the border, because then that's where you're going to start seeing the problem. Because where do you go from the border? There's actually physically no housing to put them in.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So that's my view on that. What do you think then about more productive action? Because people have said this, in terms of, and maybe you think they've got a point about protesting. However, the thing about protesting, without protest, we would not be where we are today.
No.
With any of this, right? Yeah. So I do think it's been a good thing, because without the protesting, no awareness would have been raised, and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
But what about protesting against or boycotting the agencies that are used, finding out the companies, the housing companies, really do some deep research into who are these bigger corporations,
definitely.
who are the companies that are taxing them, who, you know what I mean, transport, things like that, 100%. And really boycotting them, because these are all this is a gravy train.
Of course it is, and we already know that there's an MP that owns one of these hotels, and I'm sure there's many more. So surely that's a conflict
or at least
of interest.
Or at least having interest.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And you have to then go, right, this needs to be stopped. There needs to be people digging deeper, and I know that there are. And this all needs to be uncovered, because, like you say, there are agencies that need to be boycotted, and it's got to stop. I'm doing this for the good of the people. I don't get paid for anything. I turn up week in, week out. I do interviews. I'm taking myself away from my own children. And my son said to me last night, I feel like you love what you're doing more than you do me. And I said, Sid, what you've got to understand is, I'm doing this because I love you. I'm doing this so that my grandchildren don't look back at me and go, what did you do? Why didn't you stop this? It'll be too late then. It's got to be done now.
Well, we're beyond critical, and I don't think people that are outside what you're trying to achieve here in Epping, I know there's other people all over the UK are doing it in their local communities as well. But the people that are just sitting back doing nothing, who are just like getting on with their day-to-day jobs, fair play to you, looking after your families. People are busy. I'm not saying that everyone's got to do.
And of course, some people are scared as well.
But I don't think they understand how critical the country's at. Like we're literally on its knees.
We
with
really
everything.
are.
Not
with
just
everything.
Migration problem, take that away.
Migration,
you know,
is just a
cultural issue. We've got a problem.
Yeah.
The economy is on its absolute arse. The borrowing is gone through the roof. The highest it's been since 1990 something. Yeah, £5,170 per second we're in debt. How do you even recover that?
Yeah.
How do you ever?
How do you recover that?
Where's the investment in
But they'll still let people in.
Yeah.
Giving money hand over fist.
Exactly.
You know, we also need to look into the insurance on these properties now, because the insurance now is no longer as a hotel. And it's being used as something other, and these insurance companies now are giving quotes and premiums that are through the roof, and the government's paying it. Like, so someone needs to look into that. I'd be happy for someone to look into that for me, because apparently there's millions.
So what we're saying is, we're saying about the insurance premiums that they would pay on a yearly basis to protect
the hotel the event that, so like you pay, I'll pay
say
my
the thing that's got burnt down or something like that,
but I'll pay my insurance each month on my home. It works out, say, £2,000 a year on my home.
Right.
Theirs is what they're paying each month is being paid by the government.
And what you're saying is some insurance companies could possibly or allegedly be extortionating their prices.
Definitely.
In order, because it's like a win-win.
It's like I'll give you this figure, and they are ridiculous figures. I've had from good resources, and they are ridiculous, and the government are paying them. So is it that one of their friends have got an insurance company? And it all has to be uncovered. This is just they are killing our country.
What's happening with you now? Are you allowed to talk about your bail conditions?
So bail conditions, I am basically not allowed at the Phoenix Hotel or Ashlands Farm.
That's a shame. We go breakfast there.
Not allowed there.
Why Ashlands Farm?
Yeah, because it's next door. Like, weird. I'm not allowed into the Civic Centre or to stand outside it. And I am not allowed on the location of the Bell Hotel. Now, when I signed that document, I did ask the desk sergeant, can you clarify for me, because you've not put, usually, you know, when people are not allowed in a location, they'll say within 500 metres or within a mile or whatever it is. And I said, you've just said location. What does that mean?
Anything.
And he went, well, the location. I said, yeah, but you need to be a little bit more specific, because the location, it's in the location of Epping. So does that mean Epping, or does that mean, he went, the grounds that it's built on? I said, okay, so I'm not allowed into the grounds or the car park, but I am allowed to stand opposite. And they all looked at each other and said, yeah. But have they
actually put that on the notice though?
No, so my fear is that they're leading me into a false sense of security. They want me to stand opposite the Bell Hotel, and then they can arrest me, and then they can detain me in prison until the 15th of October.
Yeah, so with things like that, you need so much clarity.
Yeah.
Like you say, they could have just said within 500 metres.
Yeah.
Then you know where 500 metres is,
course.
because you can measure it.
Yeah.
So that, again, for me, that's got complete incompetence.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so you can't
it's like a 5-year-old's written the rules.
So they said location. They've said location of both. So the Civic Centre,
there.
And there.
Yeah.
So you're standing bang in the middle at the moment.
I am.
So.
Yes, I am. So
you're definitely more than 500 metres away.
I am. Yeah. So 500 metres apparently takes you to about the speed camera up there. But like I say, they never gave a.
What, from the hotel?
From the hotel.
Really?
Yeah. It never.
Nah, it must be longer.
Oh, I was like, someone else told me
half a mile, isn't it?
But I'm like, I'm taking it. They haven't given a perimeter, so here is fine.
Yeah.
I'm happy to be here. I will see everybody when they come past and maybe speak to.
Are you allowed to sort of describe what time they're going to be sort of coming down, or?
I think they're going to be coming
down
here.
No.
Yeah.
we got that. We got the Epping too. We got it. Oi, look who it is. It's Jimmy. Jimmy got sentenced on
Jimmy.
Monday. Look, you can't keep Epping down.
No.
You alright?
You're right.
Yeah, I'm right. You? Come and stand next to lovely Sarah. You want to
You
go
know,
on
I'm
camera?
shit talking low. I can't do talking shit.
Are you allowed to? Are you ain't got bail conditions against each other, have you?
Maybe.
Shit. Let's push you over.
I might fall down, look.
I'll tell you what I'll do.
I ain't
come
got one of them.
and have a chat as well, Jimmy, with Sarah. Yeah, let me just turn this one on. So for those of you that don't know, Jimmy, I did put a post up. He sent me some pictures of his bruising. They've had a bruising. They're gonna have a bruising competition. A bruise off. Let me just give you that, mate, just so you can hold it. No, just hold it there, mate. Just so that I can stand a bit away from you. So Jimmy got arrested last Friday. So basically, he was down at Cheshunt. If anyone's seen the footage, he was pushed over by the police there. They were quite rough with him there. You banged your head, didn't you? I've seen the push. It was quite a heavy push. And then came to Harlow, came to Epping, and then basically you got pushed over again, and then you kicked out at an officer whilst you was on the floor, like David Beckham did in the World Cup. Yeah, that's pretty much. And then you got arrested for assault. Which do you want to say what you done? You pleaded guilty. You stayed in custody till
Friday till
Monday morning.
Harlow Police Station. Yeah. And then got taken down to Chelmsford Magistrates Court.
And you pled guilty because.
Well, the evidence I see during my interview, they actually slowed it down that much.
You can talk about this now, can't you? Yeah. You can discuss it, like you can.
Yeah. Cool. They kept slowing it down, and they broke it down to make it look worse than it actually really was. In real life, during the court, you were there, weren't you? Yeah. You could see nothing apart from me sprawled on the floor, and that was it really. But they slowed it all down.
Obviously, not condoning your actions, because obviously no one wants to be done for assaulting a police officer. So you were found guilty. You admit guilt. But for me, when I saw what had happened to you prior, and I didn't actually see the incident up the road, but I caught on camera when the moment you was getting arrested. But for me, it was more, where's the overreach by the police on the first one, definitely at Cheshunt from the footage that I saw. Where's the accountability there? It's fair enough that you've found guilty, you've pleaded guilty, you've been charged, but where's are you going to take any action against the police prior to that, or you just want to draw a line underneath it?
Yeah, draw a line and just stay focused on supporting this wonderful community. Really.
Are you allowed to say what you got sentenced?
Yes.
Yep. So if you want to just tell us what your sentence was?
I got 8 weeks suspended for 12 months.
Yep.
Bit jury for 6 months. So I'm not allowed in the vicinity of the Bell Hotel.
Are you allowed down by the Civic Centre?
Yeah, it's literally just outside the postcode of the Bell Hotel. That is it. 60 hours of unpaid work. I think it was about £330 fine altogether.
And then just pay some compensation as well, was it? A little bit of compo?
Yeah, I think it was £100 for the police officer putting his leg against my foot.
Wow.
So I had to do that.
And do you want to describe, I know we spoke on the phone about over voice note, the attitude of the judge, and you could say it was the same judge today as well,
it was
wasn't
the same judge who sentenced whatever his name is from the...
I've tried to remember his name a few times.
Kabadu Kabubu or whatever it is,
Kabubu, yeah.
I thought I'd done all right then.
That's close enough. So in terms of... so if you want to describe what the judge, his sentencing comments...
his sentencing comment was, obviously, going to make an example of you, and it's quite clear from your previous arrest that...
Right, they're on their way, guys.
I can tell what sort of person you are. So whether you wanted to call me far right or racist, I really don't know. But he sounded a bit biased.
And can you just clarify, because I know you get quite a lot of negative comments, don't you?
No.
You do get called far right. I mean, you don't pretend to be an angel by any stretch of the imagination.
No, not, no.
But getting to know you over the last, probably 6-8 weeks?
Yeah.
You are a local, you're just passionate. You are literally here to represent the locals and protect the women and children.
Yep.
So I would I've spoken to you multiple times, like I say, you're not an angel, where you going?
I've got to get over there to
Oh,
practice my
okay.
speech.
All right. Yeah, so I just want to say, like, to you, Jimmy, mate, I know you're a top bloke, mate, you know what I mean? And I know you've not had an easy, you know, run and all that, so, you know, but you've got your reasons.
I won't elaborate on that, but I've done a lot of good in this world.
Yeah.
And
well, you want what's right. You just want a bit of fairness.
Yeah.
You know, and you just want to protect your kids.
Yeah.
You know, and everyone else's. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's why, obviously, that passion comes out. It might come out in the wrong way, which is why you've obviously been, you know, arrested and charged previously. But you know, you've definitely got a good heart in you, mate. You know what I mean? And you're one of the uncensored patriots as well, mate. So.
Oh, sorry.
Give Jimmy a follow. You know. But what I'll do, I'll take that mic off you. I think they're going to come down. Yeah, you don't want to. You will.